Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Rambling Runoff, episode 2 of our podcast, a sports podcast. I am your host, Robert Rios, and as always, virtually next to me, Danny Tan. Danny Tan, tell the people what's up.
What's up?
That's it. What's up? Not like a hey, everybody. How's everybody's day going? How's everybody's night going?
Okay, wait. Let me redo it then.
There's
Hey,
no
everybody,
redoing.
how's everybody's night going?
Oh,
You cut me off, and you cut me off.
I don't give a damn.
How dare
we
you.
already started this thing.
How dare you? Okay, wait. One more time.
There's no more.
Hey,
restarts.
everybody, how's everybody doing? There, is that good now?
Yes, it's all good. I think our audience gets the point. But yeah, welcome everybody once again to the Rambling Runoff. We got a good show for you today. We're gonna be talking a little bit of Olympics closing ceremony. They already wrapped up. Of course, the United States took home a couple of gold medals, silvers, bronze. They led everything again, of course. We got some soccer news revolving around Mr. Messi and the U.S. men's national team. What else we got, Danny? I'm stumbling here and trembling.
We've got some NFL rumors and
your favorite.
stats.
Your favorite.
Yes, sir. From 2012, my favorite sport.
Oh my gosh. But yes, we got a lot to go over and recap. But yeah, that's our show that we've been doing. But first up, let's check in on our co-host here, Danny. How have you been doing this past week?
Oh, I've been okay. Been working, taking care of the dogs, not doing too much. Keeping up with the Olympics, or the last of the events. I haven't had much else going on. What about you, Robert? How's your week been?
Well, as you are aware, personally, I've been trying to make this podcast more professional, more, how would you say, precise or fluid. So we put out the best work that we can. And, oh man, it was such hard work. I don't know. I guess it's going to be a struggle, but it's okay. I also have been job hunting, of course, which has been hard, but it's all good in the hood. I'll get through it. And yeah, it's mostly been my week. Have you been watching anything interesting?
I watched a bunch of YouTube video true crime. I watched a Gundam movie, which is an anime movie. And I watched, what else did I watch? Nothing else.
Bruh. Well, I, on the other hand, love watching YouTube. So I've seen some skating stuff, some like tutorial stuff for the podcast. Me and my girlfriend, we recently just watched Luca, which was really good, the Disney Pixar film.
Oh, Luca's great.
Which talks about my favorite overall topic, the power of friendship.
I thought you were gonna say Vespas.
Oh, well, that too, Vespa, which is so random, but yeah. We watched that, and yeah, we just been kicking in, I guess, this week, just trying to do some work for the podcast. Which, yeah,
Yes.
it's been a little rough, but we'll get through it, of course.
Yes, and keep your eyes on the lookout. I'm working on a new Rambling Runoff logo. Should be on the way soon.
Yes.
And we will be on Spotify and all other platforms possibly soon. So keep an eye out.
Hopefully, yes. Hopefully, I was working on that today also, which also was a little sus, but I kind of figured it out. But we started recording, so now I gotta figure it out later.
Yes. What else? Anything else?
I don't know. You tell me, bro.
Just some advice on job hunting. I was laid off in April for my internship, and I got hired in September. So I think you're good, dude. It took me almost half a year.
Well, fingers crossed, unless this podcast rapidly gets 10,000 subscribers, or at least even 1,000 subscribers, dude, we'd be chilling.
Yeah. I think we can do it.
Because then this would be my job, which I'd be fine with that.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool. That would be Gucci. And well, I think that are you good? You got anything else you want to get off your chest real quick before we dive on in? We start rambling.
No, most cherry flavored things don't taste good. No, let's go. Let's get into
Stupid. All right, cool.
it.
Well, you wanna? How about you do the honors of introducing our first thing we're gonna talk about today here? How about that, sir?
Yes.
What you
Yeah,
got?
we're gonna
Go.
jump into the Olympics wrap up. Olympics wrapped up a few days ago. We had our final big main events: basketball, men's and women's. The end of track and field, and overall, the performance of all the countries and the medal count at the end. And then we had finally the pass off from Japan, from Tokyo to France.
A little odd, even though we still gotta do the Winter Olympics, which I recently found out from Danny are going to Beijing, which I did not know, which was a little surprising.
2028 Beijing Winter Olympics.
No, 2022.
2022. What did I say? 28? No.
Yeah.
28 is
So you were very
LA
off.
Summer Olympics.
Yeah, there you go.
I was off.
Come on, man.
2022.
Messing up. I know,
Yes.
dude. I know you have notes in front of you, sir. How are you messing this up?
Yeah, I do.
Shaking
Oh
my
man,
head.
why you gotta break the fourth wall? I don't have no notes.
you just popping. Well, that's what happened. You didn't have it written down, so you forgot.
You're right.
Unlike me, someone that has a
Mr.
diploma
Perfect.
in doing this type of research, I have all my notes secured in the bag. So, haha, suck it.
Yeah. My diploma is still secured in its bag in the manila envelope. So
Dude, my diploma is still. It's still in the
still in the
envelope.
envelope.
Yeah,
Insane.
I have a
haven't even
frame,
gotten
but
the
I haven't.
frame.
Yeah, I haven't. But anyways,
I
no
don't
one
even
cares
have a
about our
frame.
college careers.
Fuck it.
We want the gold. We want the golds.
Yes. All right. So first off, USA basketball wins gold in men's sports. Kevin Durant scores 29 points and joins Carmelo Anthony as the only three-time men's gold medalist in Olympic history. They beat France, who knocked them out in the first round
The opener, yeah.
of official play. Yeah. They beat them by a close margin, 87-82.
I know, right?
Yeah. Rudy Gobert really put up a good fight, but it was not enough.
No, yeah. I mean,
You're such a hater.
I mean, is he like the only notable player for France? Probably, huh?
He's the only one I can remember.
Well, there you go. Who else are you gonna know from that team that's gonna play well?
Yeah. The more exciting game, I would say, was a women's basketball.
But why? It was 90-75 against Japan.
It was 90-75, but every player on the Japanese team was a shooter. The average height for the women's Japanese team was 5'4". I'm sorry, 5'9". The average height for the US, 6'2".
Well, I mean, you got like Brittany Griner in there. She's like big as hell. She's a very tall lady.
Yeah, I know, but can you believe that? The biggest shooter on Japan's team, number 15, I forget her name already. But in the first half, she scored, I think it was 5 of 8 threes, all over US women's players at 5'4". Can you imagine being 5'4", shooting over someone that's 6'2"?
Well, yes, I've done it all the time. Come on.
Shut up. No, you haven't.
I mean, growing up, I was never the tallest kid on the court, so I had to shoot over taller people all the time.
Yeah, but you were short at 5 feet, and the tallest person was 5'10".
I mean, I'm just trying to equal it, okay, bro? Like, whatever. You don't gotta make it like that, bro. All right, never mind then, bro.
I mean, well, also consider that this is Japan's first time entering the Olympic basketball.
Is it really?
Yes, their first time entering, and they win silver. It's an incredible run.
No, that's pretty good.
Yes. Yeah, every game that they won was an upset. They finally get to
an actual good opponent.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they had good opponents all along, but U.S. women's basketball dominates just as men's basketball does. But
not this year.
Clearly.
Bro, I wouldn't say the men's basketball team dominated in the tournament.
Well, they're always.
They didn't even dominate their preseason. Come on.
That's true. Yeah, they lost 2 exhibition games.
They got lucky. One of them got canceled as well. So.
Yeah.
They're probably, you know what?
The
Let's just
hustle.
cancel our game so we don't look stupid.
Dude, I know. Well, it wasn't due to COVID.
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember. I just remember it. Well, at first, I thought it just got canceled. So
I think that was at the time when two U.S. players tested positive for COVID, and I think 3 of the other team tested positive for COVID, and they just canceled the game.
bro,
Yeah, but if you watched U.S. versus Japan in that final, the hustle that Japan put into the game was incredible. They kept switching out players because every player put 100% every play, every maneuver. They were putting in 100. They were burning people out, but I mean, it was the only thing they could do.
they were gonna try to outrun the U.S.
Yeah, and they did. Every player outran a U.S. player,
but they didn't outshoot them. Is that the problem?
Well, of course not. You're shooting over someone 6'2" when you're like 5'5". They're gonna block you like 60% of the time, which happens. But the hustle that they put in really showed.
I mean, I suppose, but most U.S. athletes are like all around like speed, agility, strength. Like, there's no way you're gonna beat them with that one attribute. You know? Like,
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. I mean, what is Japan? Japan has speed. They have endurance, and they have ambition. They don't have height. They don't have body. They don't have the experience of the women's team, the U.S. women's team. So
yeah, that's also very true.
Those,
that's another thing.
Yeah, those attributes that they do have, they gotta just push them, and hopefully it gets them close enough. And by some miracle, if it gets them over, it does. If not, they put 100% in, and that's what they did.
I mean, like the final score says differently. It was 90-75. I mean, I didn't get to see this game. I didn't get to see this game. So you need to tell me if it was a close one, and then the U.S. just opened up Hell's Gates and ran them over.
Yeah, I'd say the first half was really close. I mean, it wasn't incredibly close. I think there was like a 10-point deficit for Japan at the half.
It was competitive.
It was competitive, definitely at the first half. Second half runs away slowly, as the game did, but it wasn't a blowout, which is important to see. It wasn't a 25-point lead the entire time. It wasn't like Japan fell behind early and never was able to catch up. It was pretty competitive. I mean, it started off with a 4 to 6 point deficit, but Japan was always trailing by 4. At one point, I think it was by 3. I think it was the closest margin, but I mean, it was just a great game to watch. It was one of the most enjoyable games I've seen in the game of basketball in general.
Women's basketball specifically, it's a
little. I'd say basketball, period.
Bruh, and we just had the NBA finals.
Yeah, that speaks to the effort that Japan put in, and the hustle was reciprocated by the U.S., which is really great to see. There was great sportsmanship. The passing was way better than I've seen even in the NBA finals. It was just a really enjoyable game.
Like this women's USA team was more concise.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And because I normally don't watch women's basketball, you know, the Olympics broadcast, NBC did a great job of giving over a highlight of the players in the game. They gave on both sides. Well, biased towards the U.S. players, but they really gave us a picture of what's going on in the U.S. team. Yeah, so I guess that's why it was more enjoyable to me. But one notable player, Bird on the U.S. team.
She was in the Space Jam movie.
Yeah, she was. She is.
They did her dirty with her character, honestly.
Oh, I mean, if you're in Space Jam, they're gonna do everybody dirty, you know.
They did Damian Lillard
except for Michael Jordan.
Too. You mean Michael B. Jordan?
Yes, but Sue Bird, wins her 4th Olympic gold in basketball. And she is the oldest player to do so to win a gold in women's basketball. So she hits a couple of milestones.
Well, that's pretty good. I mean, I feel like as long as like the USA, like I guess like how do I explain, like traditional sports teams players are like around long, like the teams themselves should be like solid for the next couple of years, which they have
Yeah.
been. Even with the men's team, like Kevin Durant, who literally just wants to play ball, like he should fit into this perfectly. I mean, if it wasn't, I mean, it's not that it's Popovich's fault, but if Pop would have just let him play in the beginning, this might have been like a whole different story, you know? Like the USA men's team might have like just been rolling because they just all would have been shooting, not passing, not role playing, just shooting, you know?
Yeah, I mean, coaching in Olympic Games is kind of like a thing within itself. Like, at that level, players can kind of just be players and like kind of coach themselves. But yeah, I think Kevin Durant showed up. Definitely.
Well, yeah, I mean, because I think he just started finding his spot. And he's like, you know what, screw this. I'm just going to shoot. I mean, Popovich is probably not going to be mad because it's Kevin Durant. He's going to shoot. He's going to find his spot and shoot. That's what makes him very deadly. That's what helped the Warriors turn their losing season. Well, not their losing season, but their lackluster season around that when they went they won 72 games, lost in the finals. It was like, man, if we had one guy that could, start on the floor and, give him the ball and we can know he's going to make most of his shots. There you go. You just get Kevin Durant. You stick him in there and he just makes your team 110% better. I mean, the team also had Damian Lillard. He's really good too. So, I mean, it's not like this team didn't have weapons. It's just that the team wasn't going to gel as Greg probably wanted them to, you know?
Yeah, I mean, Tatum was a great asset in there too. They had shooters on the floor, Devin Booker. I just felt the team, yeah, you're right. They didn't gel together. They didn't work great together. It seemed like they were just individual players just getting through the game.
Like this, I feel like the days of having LeBron and Kobe, well, obviously for a lot of reasons, the days of LeBron and Kobe teaming together with like Carmelo Anthony, yes, rest in peace, and Dwight Howard are long gone. Because, dude, I remember watching the Beijing Olympics and then seeing Kobe shoot the ball, LeBron get open lobs. Like, I'm like, whoa, like, this is amazing. Like, this is the best thing ever. And then, like, I'm hearing and seeing these highlights. I'm like, all right, you guys are just playing basketball. This ain't fun.
Yeah, I think it's both coaching, allowing players to have their fun and score the points the way that they want to, and players having the respect for the coaches, being like, well, we'll do your plays and stuff, but when there's an opportunity, we're going to make this thing fun.
Yeah, I feel like that's not what was happening, that last part. Well, I mean, they looked like they were having fun when they finally won it. Like, I saw an article saying that Kevin Durant, all of them were all drunk. I'm like, well, yeah, I mean, they freaking won. What do you want them to do?
What else do you do after you win?
Yeah, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? I mean, I know there's like that, like, what was it? Kobe, he was drinking like milk or orange juice or something one time because he wasn't of age. That was pretty funny. But yeah, the U.S. men's team and the women's team both get gold. Years old. The men's had to kind of work a little harder, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Right, Danny?
Besides basketball, yes.
What's more better than basketball?
I mean, literally almost every other event was more interesting than the men's basketball. Yeah. Well, speaking of sportsmanship, like in the women's basketball.
Yeah.
Speed walking saw some of the worst sportsmanship in Olympic Games since like the badminton scandal.
What happened? What was so riveting about speed walking?
Well, guys cramping. The one speed walker who hid behind, like a coward, hid behind his other speed walkers from the camera angle and knocked over all of the water bottles so that other speed walkers could not get their water bottle in time.
Oh, you saw that?
Slow down. Yeah, I saw it.
Dude, that's freaking hilarious. I know. I was like, wait, what? I'm like, dude, he like, it wasn't even like he knocked over like a rope, like a specific rope. or it's like he targeted a specific area, smacked them all in the middle, and picked up his hand, and he's like, "Oh, okay, there's some, but you can't get them from the middle." Like, I'm assuming like he knew what he was doing. Like,
Yeah,
dude, what the hell?
and he grabbed his hand, or he grabbed the water bottle at the end to be like, it's like, oh, I was grabbing a water bottle. I wasn't just knocking over.
That's stupid. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
he's been
yeah,
so.
I saw that clip too. I think he got suspended. I'm assuming I saw another clip, some other guy, like it was kind of weird. Like speed walking has specific rules where you have to have 1 foot down before you
Yeah,
move the
1 foot
other.
on the floor.
So like if our audience, if you guys look up videos of speed walking, like it looks like their legs are about to break. Like they're bending backwards each time they take a step. But they're going at
Yeah,
pretty fast pace. And like from someone that has been told they walk really fast for no reason, like they're hauling ass. So
yeah.
I get it. So they have to have 1 foot down, and I guess this guy, I guess he took a bad step, and they called him out. And then you had mentioned it. Yeah, I saw some guy like he was like, I guess like in the front of the pack. Excuse me, and he just slows down, and luckily there's like a sidewalk right there next to him, and he just goes down, and he like there's like the hand like the cut it like cutting his neck like, you know what, I'm done,
Yeah.
like he was done, and then he like pulls his hat down like, oh man, like in shame, like damn, like I'm done, like that's it. Like I guess I don't know if he could have like kept going or what it was, I couldn't figure that out, but yeah, you know, you feel for the guys that something goes wrong and that's it, game over. But yeah, speed walking, the next best thing, right, Danny? We're gonna go compete or what? Well, I'm gonna go compete because I walk fast as hell.
Yeah, yeah. I'm entering. I'm going to Olympic trials.
Who are you gonna represent? What country are you gonna represent?
Vietnam, baby.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, there were like countries in there. I'm like, I've never heard of any of these countries. I'm like,
Yeah, I know.
what is this? But yeah, speed walking, that was a interesting one to watch as a speeding car
Yes.
passes by my house. And speaking of speeding, we have Allison Felix, a talented US runner. She won gold in the 4x4 or 4x400, and she also took the bronze in the 400 meters to become the most decorated woman in Olympic track. So now, in her like post race interview, she said that she has no plans to go further, and in her head, she has something else to prove. So, you know, she's the most decorated Olympic athlete, or track athlete at least, with 11 gold medals. In her interview, she said, I feel at peace. I went out and had all the confidence in these amazing women. I want to take it all in for one last time around, and it was special. So, you know, you heard it from her. She's done. I mean, I grew up watching her. As someone I used to run track and field, like she was someone that, you know, that was notable in the track community. You know, someone you could look up to. So yeah, I mean, I feel like she had a good career, not just in track, but for the country. You know, I mean, like, a good all around runner. You know.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that, Danny?
Yeah, I mean, I got emotional watching the end and the win for the 4x400, watching Alison Felix become the most decorated track athlete
Really?
in Olympic history. Yeah,
Really?
it's
No,
like,
you didn't.
what the hell?
I'm calling.
How
Bush
dare
League.
you?
I'm calling Bush League.
How dare you? Because you had two spectrums in the Olympics, right? You had Alison Felix.
And he has Cindy McLaughlin, who's young.
Yes, exactly.
Basically.
And young and upcoming star,
Yeah.
McLaughlin. Cindy McLaughlin. Dude, you got me tripping on my own words. You couldn't pronounce her name. Now I can.
It's Cindy McLaughlin. Come on.
Okay. Well, yeah, you had two spectrums, both of them competing and winning gold in the 4x400. And it's like the end of an era, start of a new, you know? It's like literally passing of the torch.
Yeah. She's really good, dude. Like, I've been seeing her run, dude. She's gnarly. Like, she does not kid around. Like, often, like, oh, dude, I wish I was a runner like her, bro. Like she's a
Yeah.
very talented runner. Like like her motor does not end. And then if it is about to end, she kicks into high gear, another gear, and then another gear, and then
Yeah.
another gear. And it's like, dude,
Yeah.
who are you?
Her start just solidified the U.S. win. She gave the U.S. a great start, a great lead in the 4x400, and never look back.
No, yeah. And there you go.
Yep.
Is there anything else notable from the Olympic Games you would like to point out?
Yes. Well, the U.S. trailed behind China in the medal count until the
Oh,
last few
yeah.
events, especially the women's basketball.
Yes.
And U.S. women's volleyball won gold despite injuries and tough competition. They swept Brazil at the end for an emotional finish with the U.S. women's coach. A couple of other things. U.S. women's water polo wins gold against Spain, dominating with a 14-5 win. Jennifer Vellante wins a historic Omnium gold, despite falling off her bike in the indoor biking event. She comes back and wins gold. Her being one of, I think, 3 bikers who fell off. 2 did not return, but she persevered and came back to win gold. I think Japan also returned. I think she won bronze, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that. But another great moment, Tariq Hamadi, Saudi Arabia's karate kumite fighter, lost the gold medal after he knocked out his opponent, Sajid Zadi of Iran.
Iran. It's not Iran. It's Iran.
Iran.
Get
I
it
run,
right.
I ran, I carry.
But yeah, I saw that video
Yes.
too. I was like, wait, what? Like, I was reading like the heading of the video. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. How do you
Yeah.
get disqualified for knocking someone out in a contact and what's supposed to be a contact sport, to my knowledge, or off just from face value? I'm like, oh, let me check this out. Like, and it's so dumb. In the thumbnail, it's like they have the camera and the guy just, he's like, he's not knocked
Yeah.
out. Like he just got hit really
No.
hard in the head. When you're hit really
Yeah.
hard in the head, you're just gonna lay there and be like, oh man, that really hurt. And just
Yes.
him looking up into the sky, into the camera, like, whoa,
Yeah.
what just happened? And it's like, well,
Yes.
this guy just kicked the shit out of you in the head. And now we're gonna see
Yeah.
what happens. And yeah, like the video skips over and I see the referee give the guy an X from Saudi Arabia. I'm like, wait, what? And then the commentators like, the judges have decided that he kicked them too hard. What?
Yeah.
Danny, I know you. I know you
hits-
trained like in mixed martial arts for fun. So can you explain what any of this means? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So Hamadi delivers a quick and powerful head kick to Ganja De. That's probably wrong still.
You can say the
but
Iranian fighter.
Yeah.
Or competitor.
The Iranian fighter. He delivers a quick and powerful head kick as he's approaching, going in for, it looked like a strange tackle, but the quick head kick turns his head, knocks him out cold. And karate has very stringent and very opposite rules if you're familiar with MMA or traditional American boxing or just global boxing in general, where knockout is a great thing, or knockdown. Karate has very stringent rules. Everything is traditional, sparring, respectful. So judges deemed that he delivered too much power and it was like aggressive intent. So they disqualified him. He wins silver and the Iranian wins gold.
My mic was off. I was trying to say it was still very odd to me that happened because that does not make any sense. Like, like, I mean, I kind of get it because it's supposed to be all the whole point of what is it called? Kumite?
Kumite.
I'm
That's
assuming
probably wrong. But,
it's only supposed to be quick strikes, right?
Yes, it's the striking part of karate. Well, karate is all striking, but it's striking and scoring of points during striking, and every strike that's landed, resets.
Yeah, I noticed that. That's why I was like, oh, okay. So basically, it's kind of like they kind of turn like sparring into a sport because you're not trying to like hit the guy or knock him out necessarily. Because I'm like, this doesn't make, it doesn't make no sense.
Yeah, it's more. I guess if you're very familiar, or you're really delved into the world of MMA and boxing, it's more like fencing, where after
Yeah,
every point is scored, you reset.
I mean, okay, I guess that makes sense in that part, but I don't know. It was just odd. Like they're wearing gis, they're on like traditional like mixed martial art mats with like official judges watching them, and you're telling me he gets disqualified for hitting the guy too hard. Like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, I think it's a bit jarring or a bit strange for people not in that world. But I mean, if you watch the other events, they're all the same. Every point that's scored, you reset, and every like movement is watched very carefully for a clean strike or for a clean movement, for clean point scoring. And it's like pretty similar even into like the Greco-Roman wrestling.
I mean, I've done Greco-Roman wrestling when I was like a kid, and that is not fun.
Yeah,
it's all
That's not my-
top waisted wrestling. I'm like, dude, I can't do this.
yeah, wrestling and wrestling.
But yeah, I thought that was weird. Another thing that caught my eye, I guess we'll start closing things on in the Olympics as the Olympics did itself. Apparently there was like underwater swimming. I didn't
Isn't
know
all swimming underwater?
Isn't what aquatics, whatever it's called, right? Like
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, they say skateboarding would have been hard to judge, but this is harder to judge because you got people swimming underwater. They're moving their legs. They got people launching out of the water, jumping into the water. They're doing a dance outside of the water before they jump into the water. I'm like, bro, is this just gymnastics but in the water?
Yeah, I mean, it's underwater synchronized swimming.
There we go. That's the name I was looking for. Synchronized swimming. But yeah, I mean, I guess. I mean, I wouldn't. That would probably be the one thing I wouldn't consider an Olympic sport.
Yeah.
Because what? It's yeah, I guess. I mean, it looks. I don't know. Like it's kind of like gymnastics. Like what is going on? But I guess it's easy to catch on because they're performing mostly.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little strange, but it changes the entire dynamic. Like, if you're synchronized swimming above water, you're focusing on the placement and visual of your feet and whatnot, but you kind of have to consider almost all angles underwater.
No, yeah, dude, the angles that they were doing with the cameras underwater are so trippy. I can't even tell if they're
crazy.
Above or underwater because like they're moving so like easily and swiftly. Like if you were to have me like that, well, for one, I would need my nose to be covered because I
for sure.
I don't do good with chlorine water in my brainicles. So for one, I'm gonna be doing it one-handed, and I'm not gonna be doing it as clean as they are. Like I'm gonna be looking like a doofus. I'm gonna be looking like an octopus, like but very not smart looking one. Like ugh, like it's gonna look very awkward. But I mean, shouts to them, I suppose. Like for them being able to do that under the water for long periods of time.
Yeah, it is insane. I could barely even float.
Stupid. I could barely even float. Dude, I've seen you swim.
It's true.
You're telling me you can't swim.
I can swim. But
it's not a funny joke, Danny.
I have a hard time floating.
That's not a funny joke.
Where's the joke?
You're in your... I don't know how... I could barely float. Of course you can float. You're a human being.
Yeah, everybody floats.
Oh, whatever. We all float down here.
Everybody floats down here. Exactly.
Well, is there anything you would like to say in regards to Olympics that were fun? Anything you would miss?
This Olympics, I think had a great showing of the smaller events, like shooting, airsoft. Uh, what else? Like the new events, BMX, skating. I mean, I think they had a great opportunity, and they kind of delivered on showing the smaller events, or the not as popular events as like swimming, basketball, blah blah blah. Like I think they did a great job highlighting those events for the newer generation of viewers. And they got me. I'll come back for those events. Perhaps I'll just catch like the recaps of the bigger events because they're just not as interesting anymore. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, this Olympics was really interesting. I think even despite the COVID delay, I think the athletes did a good job performing. Performing.
Cat got your tongue. Haha. But yeah, I mean, yeah, they were interesting because the delay kind of threw me off. I'm like, okay, where's Goku? Where's Mario, bro? And I mean,
yeah.
Sadly, we didn't get any of that, which they were promoting initially.
Yeah.
Which they decided to go in a more somber presentation of the games, which was fine. It really kind of took the glamour and the hype out of it for me, which hopefully with the next was it 2022, the Winter Games in Beijing, apparently.
Yes.
We'll get that back a little bit. And then after that, it's France. Bonjour, je m'appelle Robot, comment ça va? That's the only French I know. That's it. That's literally all I know.
Je m'appelle baguette croissant.
Yeah, there you go. And I don't know if you know this, Danny, but I don't think they're bringing baseball back, but instead we got breakdancing, bro. Woo! Yeah, some Jabberwockies, some Quest Crew. Damn. What do you think about that, Danny?
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be interesting. I don't know how you're going to judge breakdancing.
I think it's probably going to be... I mean, it's going to be like... I'm pretty sure you've seen like America's Best Dance Crew, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a hot minute, but it's probably going to be very similar. I think it's probably going to be teams. I highly doubt it's going to be individual. Well, I mean, they've done individual. Like, I know like Red Bull every couple of years does like they do like art kind of like demos or like they do art presentations, and like one of the things they do is like breakdancing, and that's like a big deal because like it's freaking Red Bull. They're sponsoring you to breakdance, and these guys are going like all out, flying everywhere, So of course it has that entertainment value, but I guess it has enough competitiveness that the IOC, the International Olympic Committee said, all right, France, you want that breakdancing? All right, we'll give it to you, which I'm assuming, well, I'm not going to assume, but I've seen that there are a lot of French peoples that like breakdancing. So I guess they're starting to open it up to letting the host nations like kind of like pick and choose what events they want. Because I'm pretty sure baseball is going to come back for when the US hosts it. Because it's more of a...
Yes.
I mean, fun fact, baseball is not a sport. It is a pastime. So it's America's greatest... It is the good old saying. I mean, baseball is America's greatest pastime. So
it's true.
Some sports... Well, we'll see what they put in, what they take out. It's still in the early stages, of course. I'm pretty sure they're going to keep skateboarding because there's a lot... Dude, there's a lot of good... Dude, the French skaters were killing it, dude. It was even fun. I was like, yo, dude, these guys are wild. But yeah, next Olympics, Beijing, France. And then, Beijing, France. Then we're going to Italy. And then we're going to the USA. Yeah, Los Angeles.
For the LA 2028 Summer Olympics.
Yes, thank you. You got it right this time. Not like how you did earlier.
Yes, where I think kickboxing will make its first appearance in the games.
Oh, really? For the LA games?
Yes, if I'm not mistaken, kickboxing.
Interesting.
Kickboxing.
But yeah, I believe that's everything we got, right, Danny?
Yep, that's it for Olympics.
Yep. So kickboxing, yes or no?
The site never loaded, so We'll see you next time. See you next week.
We'll see you next time on our bonus coverage of the Olympics that already ended a week ago. But yeah, I guess that's everything. We started with the ending of the Olympics. Doesn't that catch your fancy, huh?
Yes, sir, it does.
Well, Danny fiddles with the keys. I'm going to start going into another major thing that happened in the sports landscape, which kind of started about almost half a week ago, a couple days ago. And that is Lionel Messi. And I had mentioned it prior. Lionel Messi. Or whatever. Messi leaving Barca. And he's now going to Paris Saint-Germain, aka PSG. And we accompanying his old good friend from Barcelona who he played with a couple years, Mr. Neymar. And he will be introduced to the next up-and-coming version of himself, possibly, Kylian Mbappe, who was this front three. Dude, they're going to, kill some teams, dude. It's not even going to be funny.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to do it at a price. Lionel Messi signed on with an initial annual $41 million salary plus
speculated. This is all speculated. 35 in euros net. Yeah, his net worth 35 mil. Speculated.
He signed on with an additional reported 30 million sign-on fee. And get this, Robert, I bet you didn't know this, but he was given cryptocurrency as part of his payment.
I had seen some of that. I did see something that I just didn't look into it. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so his welcome package, quote unquote, welcome package included PSG's own fan tokens, which is their own cryptocurrency. So it included the cryptocurrency, I think, in a bid to
your
up
dog
its
loves
value.
Cryptocurrency.
Yeah, they do. It's either that or they love PSG. Who knows?
But continue, please. Continue.
I think it was a bid to up purchasing and up the price of PSG, of the token that they gave away to fans over a year ago. And I think they wanted to use his notoriety and his, I guess, financial status to increase demand and increase the price of it and hopefully make bank as it happens. But we'll see how that works out.
Well, yeah. I mean, it came to a surprise to a lot of people that Messi was not going to be able to stay with Barca, which in a little bit, I'll tell you, there might be something going on here. There might be some shenanigans going on in the background, which Messi, unfortunately, was left out of, which is possibly one of the reasons why he ended up in France, which in his press conference, he said, I'm willing to give up 50% of my salary to be in the club. But but apparently it still would have been too much. And he's in France now. So the story is that basically Barcelona chose the Super League over Messi. And allow me to explain this. And it might be a little bit hard because it's so many factors that go into this. So keep up, please. So La Liga, and the league that Barcelona plays in, made, I guess, like a faux show version of a salary cap, which they noted as a fair play rule. And in that new fair play rule, they basically didn't want all the team or specific teams to price out the rest of the league. So they told Barcelona, like, hey, what you're going to do is Messi, he costs a lot and his contract is about to expire. And I remember at the time, Messi was having trouble with the front office. So a deal was being difficult being made, and his contract expired. So with his contract being allowed to expire, they now had to fall under the new guidelines of the fair play rules, the fair play clause. So what ended up happening is they came to an agreement on a deal, and the president of Barcelona went to the league, told the president, like, hey, would this be okay? On the other hand, with the league, La Liga, the president, they were in talks with like a investment broker along the lines of that. They were gonna give all the teams money to the league, and what ended up happening was is that when Barcelona came to La Liga said, if you support our stockbrokers, the investment people, I'll allow the signing of Messi and he can stay. Which I'm assuming is that Messi heard that, he was told that, and that's why everybody on the internet was going crazy because they're, oh, Messi's staying in Barca, how great. And there was all these other speculations of, oh, he's gonna have this deal, and La Liga's gonna, pull some strings so Messi can stay. So initially, the president of Barcelona said, yes, you can, yes, I will support your stockbroker investment thing so we can get money. Because at the moment, Barcelona is possibly in a lot of debt, so they need a lot of money. So I keep saying so, but it's a lot. It's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, it is.
So it's even Danny. It's story time with Robert, everybody. So at some point, word gets out that Barcelona is going to get Messi, and the Real Madrid president or whoever is like, hey, don't tell La Liga you'll take their money because now we can't do Super League. Which Super League is something
It's
that
such a bad idea.
It was such a bad idea that Barca was almost kicked out of La Liga, which they still haven't announced that they're not going to do it. And what happened was is that the Real Madrid president told the Barcelona president, like, hey, don't take their money because we still want to do Super League, and we're going to get money from that instead, which is going to be more and better than what La Liga is going to give us. So the way that the Spanish media is spinning is that the La Madrid president and front office convinced the Barcelona front office to turn down the La Liga deal, and the La Liga president and front office was like, well, we can't take in Messi no more because you told us no. So that's the reason why Messi is no longer part of Barcelona. But there's more, everybody. There's more. Since Real Madrid interfered, possibly, I keep saying possibly too, because this is all speculation, because this is the way the Spanish media is spinning it, that Real Madrid's front office, they basically convinced Barca to give up Messi. Messi goes to PSG, and there's been rumors this whole time that Kylian Mbappe wants out of PSG, and the rumor is he's going to go over to Real Madrid. So people think that Real Madrid is trying to screw over Barcelona by getting them to lose money, even though they haven't started Super League. Now probably not gonna get any of that investment money, and PSG is gonna go over to Mbappe is gonna leave PSG and go to Real Madrid because now there's too many cooks in the kitchen at PSG, and Mbappe is now about to be outshadowed by Messi, and he's gonna go to Real Madrid and get banked. Did you guys catch all that? Did you catch all that, Danny?
Yeah, I think so. It's a lot of sports politics, which is such a shame. But
yeah, I know.
Part of the game, I guess.
Total nonsense, huh?
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it's a lot. I know. I was trying to explain it to a couple of friends of mine earlier, and like it's just it's one weird thing to see Messi not wearing Barcelona colors, but it's one other weird thing to hear that things were probably getting manipulated.
Yeah, shadow people in the background.
Yeah, I know, right? So Real Madrid going to Real Madrid and screw over Barcelona, probably keep them in debt longer. You know, you lose your best player, which, I mean, it's so much backstage things that made this deal go down. Like, and it happened so fast. Like, everyone was like, oh, he's going to stay, and then, oh, he's not staying, and all right, now he's going to PSG. Because there was only two locations, PSG or Man City. Like, who's going to be able to afford him? Like, he probably could have gone to English Premier League where competition is a little bit harder. But realistically, where is he going to go? PSG or Man City? But Man City unfortunately just spent like a couple hundred on what's his name? Zach Grealish. He's a popular England national player. So he's playing for them now, which they just threw all that cash at him. So the only other option was going to be PSG, which most people would, like myself, was speculating. And yeah, right now Messi is now in France. They've done a lot of videos. They're like hyping the shit out of this. Like I just saw a video the other day. Basically, a plane from Basically, they sent a camera guy with Messi and his family. They got into a plane. They followed his journey all the way to the PSG medical facility. He did all his training, which he has a bunch of tattoos, by the way. And yeah, he passed their medical, and they did another like behind the scenes thing. They had like a drone with them flying around the stadium, and then they had him at training where he met all his teammates. He met Neymar, he met Mbappe, he met his oldest rival, freaking Ramos. Like, oh man, like what world are we living in? And then more weirder, he's wearing a blue shirt with the number 30, which he's worn before. But, you know, this jersey has a Jordan logo on it. And it's like, dude, like, I don't understand. Like, I don't know how to explain my disbelief on what is occurring. Which I know soccer is not your forte, Danny. So this is which is why I've been talking this whole time, everybody, by the way. And yeah. Messi, new stadium, new home, new jersey logo sponsor, new number, and almost new teammates.
Yeah, I mean, but this is one of the biggest shakeups in international soccer ever, you know, well, in recent history.
I mean, probably the closest thing was when Ronaldo went to Juve, but it didn't have the same. I don't feel like it had the same like luster to it. Like I know this thing you don't know. In the past like 2 days that Messi's said he's gone to PSG, PSG gained like 5 million Instagram followers.
Jeez. Damn, talk about getting your money's worth. What?
Yeah, so what I was trying to say was that although League One or League Un is not as competitive as the English Premier League, I'm 100% sure, not assuming, I'm 100% sure that Messi has his eye on Champions League, which PSG has had their eye on PSG for a long. PSG has had their eye on Champions League for a long time, also. So I highly doubt they're looking to win Ligue 1, which PSG usually does, because it was brought to my attention recently that PSG loses the league every 3 to 4 years. Which, okay, I guess. Like, I don't think this is gonna hurt his career, but I mean, it would have been cool to see him in the EPL. But I don't think it was gonna happen. Like, because like I said, there was no way that any of those teams were able to afford Messi. Because yeah, PSG, even before Messi and Neymar, even before Mbappe, they carried a lot of weight in the league. You know, it's a one team league, but PSG has carried their own weight. That, you know, they went from Nike to Jordan sponsor. You have celebrities wearing PSG like out in the open that don't even like soccer. You know, they've made themselves more or less a known name brand across the world. Maybe not here in the US as much, but European soccer is still very popular. You know, if you like soccer and you're an American, you know who Messi is, you know where he's going, you know he's going to win most of his games. The only way I see this blowing up in his face is if he sucks, or if the team sucks,
which could happen.
Yeah, it could happen. Or if Neymar or Mbappe are like, you know what, screw this. I don't need Messi. I don't need Messi to carry me, which is basically what happened at Barcelona the last couple of years, where it wasn't a Barcelona team, it was a Lionel Messi team. Everything revolves around Messi, which he's a number 10. He's going to create stuff for you, but it wasn't just playing wise, it was socially wise. So unless egos blow up, I don't think it's I don't think it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna be a disaster. I'm losing my breath.
I mean, yeah. I mean, well, I think even across sports, talking about the NBA, the Lakers, Brooklyn Nets, Miami Heat, they're throwing money at a problem, hoping that it'll give them the edge. And I think that's just a trend that happens in waves in sports. When a team gets a bigger budget or they have the money, they'll spend it to try to get the best players, try to get the best team put together, and just cross the fingers that they can get there. That player or that team composition can get them the extra revenue, get them the championships that'll make up and profit them.
No, yeah, like we mentioned, speculations that Messi's getting paid at least 41 mil. Hopefully, because when I say that the Eagles are gonna blow up, is because everyone felt like Neymar left Barcelona because he wanted to get out of Messi's shadow, even though they've both openly said, like, yeah, we love playing with each other. I don't know about Mbappe. I'm pretty sure he's going to say yes. Like, yeah, of course I want to play with freaking Messi. He's like one of the best players in the world. But hopefully he stays in PSG. Neymar doesn't flip out and ask for more money. And Messi's only going to be there for 2 years. So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe, just maybe, Messi goes back to Barcelona somehow, because I mean, he could go back there to retire. It's just like a very unorthodox way to end your career at a club that you've been at since you were 13.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it was a devastating blow to Barcelona, but I mean, you got to follow where the money goes.
I mean, he wasn't begging for too much, I guess, considering he was about to slash half of his salary.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm out of breath, Danny. Can we move on? Can you say something?
Yeah. Let's go into the.
We got a list. Topic. Pick something, anything. I'm out of breath. I need to drink some more water.
Yeah. Let's talk about. I mean, well, there's a few things.
We got the rundown NBA next, everybody. We're gonna go quick.
Yes. Yeah. Here's a rundown. Just a quick wrap up of some of the things happening in the sports world. NBA Summer League starts, and Westbrook debuts as a Laker. Couple other notable things in the Summer League. Rookies all across the league are doing good. I mean, that's what the Summer League's for. But yeah, I mean, the shakeup in the NBA is starting to show all of their players debuting in their new colors, their new skins, their new numbers. But I mean, the Summer League's it's not anything. Even in the preseason, I feel like that's where we really see players come up and show out, and we really get to see how a team is composed and how they really work together after the Summer League has concluded and all the rookies get, their time and the team gets solidified with basic training and whatever. We'll see what happens then. Maybe something spectacular will happen this Summer League, but probably not. A couple other things.
I mean, probably not.
Pacquiao.
ESPN's doing interview. I'll just chime in real quick. ESPN's doing interviews of like players. I'm like, dude, I've never heard of you. You're probably not gonna.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to be mean, but I'm like, dude, who the hell are you?
Yeah, I mean, that's what the Summer League is for, right? It's to give those kind of no-name players or those younger players, the time to shine. Like, that's their time to go out and do something big.
No, yeah. But what were you about to say? You were about to say some boxing?
Yes, yeah. Next week, Pacquiao will fight Ugas. And it looks like you wrote down a note. Ugas, because the Spencer guy broke his face.
You like my note? You like how I follow boxing?
Yeah, I like it.
I know you like boxing more, but yeah, apparently he broke his face. Yeah, he literally like the cheek. You know what I'm talking about? Like he
his cheekbone,
like his eyeball, like where his eyeball. Yeah, like how do you do that?
So it was around his socket.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I mean,
how else is it? Well, I mean, that's the only thing you're gonna break. Like,
yeah, the bone around his eye socket. Crazy.
Yeah, there you go. How do you do that in training?
Yeah, I mean, there's 100 ways to do it. And, like, the face is one of the most fragile places. You know, we have the smallest bones there around your ear, around your nose, and you're just continue to get hit in the face.
I wonder who
Something's
was the
gonna break
guy that
sometimes.
broke his face.
Yeah.
Because you
Yeah.
don't do it to yourself.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying he's punching himself.
I mean, like, did he run into like one of the sparring, like, I don't know, like, how do you, like, the sparring, like, dummies that have the arms?
Dummy?
Yeah.
No. You mean like the Wing Chun dummy?
Yeah.
The wooden dummy?
Yeah, like that.
Yeah. No, I mean, well, Pacquiao is an older fighter. He keeps coming out of retirement. Like, dude, you're a senator. Like, go do politics. But
I mean,
if
Mayweather
he's still
called
got a
him out.
fighting spirit,
I mean,
yeah, that's true.
Mayweather called him out the other day. You're fighting because you need money. And Pacquiao's response, he's fighting YouTubers for fun. I'm fighting more people for my legacy.
It's true. I mean, it's different drives for different guys, you know. I think Pacquiao, I don't know why he keeps coming back, but I think he's got something to prove. I mean, he's a balling dude in the Philippines already. You know, like, what else does he need? But yeah, but it'll be interesting to see the fight next week. And then lastly, this weekend on Friday, Ortiz Jr. fights for the welterweight belt.
Against,
he
I can't say his name. I'm not even going to try.
Edges Kabalazwakas.
I'm proud of you, Danny.
I give it a shot. But yeah, it's
you're probably going to see that on whatever boxing channel that exists.
Yeah, I mean, everything's on the Zone or Showtime nowadays. So
ESPN Plus.
Yeah, so Virgil Ortiz Jr. fights for welterweight for the welterweight belt, or not a welterweight belt.
Interesting.
I mean, yeah, it's like, yeah, I guess it's a cool boxing match. I don't know. I don't feel any hype around this one. I think it's for the WBO international welterweight belt. Ortiz Jr. has held it since 2021, earlier this year.
We're in 2021. You mean he's held it for most of 2021? I mean, that's a pretty good range.
He obtained it in 2021.
Bruh. But we're in 2021.
Yeah. So I can see he obtained it earlier this year. I haven't been following him, but hopefully it's a good match.
All right. In other sports news, we got some NFL. NFL is starting their preseason games. A couple games as of this recording, we got a couple games are starting to kick off. We already had the Hall of Fame game. Just really quick, Aaron Rodgers, he will be most likely staying with the Packers as he showed up to training camp, and he's throwing dimes to trash cans and other fake dummies, receivers, which he's throwing like 50-yard balls to like trash cans, dude. Like, it's ridiculous how good his arm is. But hopefully they fix things up with the front office, which is the reason why supposedly he was holding out for over the offseason, I should say. Michael Thomas and the Saints are having some issues as Michael Thomas suffered an injury in the beginning of last season. But since he was aware it was going to be Drew Brees' last season, he sucked it up. But his ankle was always hurting him, which is what I noticed. And he was never the same for the whole season. So the story is that the medical staff told him, hey, we think you can go, but you're going to need surgery. And then at some point, they told him, okay, you're not going to need surgery. We can fix this. And he said, oh, okay. I mean, I'll play for Drew. And then, he was in and out of the lineup. He was hurt. And then at some point, he got into an altercation with a teammate. So that made him that put him in hot water with the coaching staff. And then the end of the season comes, they're like, okay, we need to get surgery. And he's like, you told me we didn't need to get surgery. And they're like, yeah, but now you need it. And he's like, all right, you don't want to screw this. I'll just try to fix it myself. And supposedly he did not contact the team for at least 3 months. He didn't know, or he ignored any contact with the team, I should say. They supposedly they tried calling him and whatnot. He wasn't having it, and then I guess finally he was like, "Yo, what's up?" And they're like, "So what about your ankle?" He's like, "Well, I'm gonna get surgery because I can't do. There's nothing to do now with it." So here we are, less than 50 days before the season starts, and Michael Thomas is probably going to be out for 7 to 8 weeks with a busted ankle. And the head coach, Sean Payton, is not having it. But apparently they're cool now because a story just came out that they had a very serious discussion in which they were discussing, I guess, like their plans, what to do with him. Because I had also saw that he wanted to get traded, but apparently now they're all chilling. Hopefully for the team. Personally, I like the Saints, so I want Michael Thomas to stay because we lost most of our assets with Drew Brees retiring, Thomas Morstead, the punter, leaving, Will Lutz, the kicker, being hurt. Like we're losing a lot of our main acts on the team, which we can't afford to lose this guy. He's been the best receiver the past couple of years, and I don't give a damn if he's the slant master 3000. He's going to run a slant and he's going to catch the ball. So, yeah, got some Saints news. And you want to hear a funny story, Danny?
Yes, sir.
The Giants got into the New York Giants got into a fight during practice. And supposedly the one of the quarterbacks got involved and there was a pile. And at the bottom of that pile was the QB, and the coach was just like pissed off. So he made everybody run laps and sprints.
It was this high school team.
Yeah, and so I was watching one of my favorite podcasts, the Pat McAfee show, where they were talking about the same thing, and he was pointing out that he's like, dude, he was pointing out to one of his colleagues of the show who used to AJ Hawk, who used to play for the Packers. They're like, dude, there was probably at least 3 or 4 guys, a couple of guys at least in that team that were like, I'm not doing any of that crap. What is this, high school? You want me to run
exactly
in this heat? Like, what is this? And the funny thing is, one guy actually quit. He retired.
Wow.
But
I mean,
what it was, he had just signed, but he was like an older player. He was a center. So
I see.
My assumption is that he's like, man, like I feel good as long as everything goes smooth sailing. Like I'll be good, but I'm assuming after doing sprints and jogging around the field, he's like, okay, you wanna know what? This one time thing that I pushed my body to the limits, I can't do it.
Yeah, I mean, or it might have been, if this is what coaching staff is going to do, and this is how the team is going to argue and physically fight, then I can't deal with it.
Yeah, he's like, I'm too old for this. But
yeah, exactly.
Surprisingly,
let the kids be kids, I'm out.
Surprisingly, media reported that everybody, how do you say, followed up or like did well with the punishment, which could show a good sign publicly that the team is, they're down with the coaching staff. Because I'm pretty sure other places they'd be like, you know what, screw you, I'm out of here, I'm not doing this. Or at least, you lose faith in the coaching staff because they're like, dude, like some things might work in one place, but it might not work in another place.
Yeah.
But I guess when one of your quarterbacks gets hit under a pile, like you're not going to deal with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one quick thing I would like to point out: this year in NFL, apparently they're going to be going down, or not going down. They're going to be cracking down on taunting. So they already got
down on taunting.
They're cracking down on taunting, I should say. Poor choice of words, but I guess they're not going to allow players to be like, you're not going to be saying no more spinning footballs on the ground, because apparently someone already got penalized in the preseason, and not even a preseason game, like a practice squad match. I know, Danny, you don't follow the NFL that much, but basically a practice squad match is where, it's a joint practice where one team basically scrimmages another team. Like, all right, we're going to run some plays against your defense. So if the Jaguars and the Patriots were like, hey, can we practice together? They'll say yes. And there you go. That's how it's done. Well, apparently,
So like an exhibition.
yeah, exhibition. But I'm pretty sure what they do is it's not like a game. Like they'll just run plays. Like they won't necessarily
I
keep
see.
score or anything. Like they just want to
Yeah.
make like they want to see how does my defensive lineman fare up against someone that's not his teammate.
Yeah.
So they were doing something like that. From the description that I saw on Twitter was that a DB blocked a 50-50 ball, and I guess he picked up the ball and then he spun it around and then he got flagged.
Wow.
Which is so stupid. Like, dude, like I don't get it. Like, I guess I don't know, dude. Like, it's ridiculous because they were like, all right, we're like they're going backwards again. Like they went forwards with the actual announcement of rules that players can do, like for celebrating. But I guess the taunting is now an issue, which I think is stupid. What do you think?
I mean, I don't know what the reason. Are they trying to speed up games? Are they trying to just make it less interesting? I mean, the taunting is kind of what amps people up, and it rarely happens in a game. You see it like once, maybe twice. At the end of games, it's just players celebrating, their success at the end of a play. And
Yeah.
rarely do you see it happen. So I guess it's like a non-thing, but it's just another restriction on players.
Yeah, I will never understand this. And no one ever openly says like why they make this rule. Like this is where the NFL just seems silly and ridiculous because like apparently the players don't have a say in it. And the fans obviously don't have a say in it either. We could yell and groan about everything, but yeah, I don't know. It's just another silly rule. Which you should start following NFL, Danny. Come on, man. Come on, join us.
I will start following by the end of next week. I will
When it
cut
starts. But yeah, so we got some more football, but the other football, MLS, just really quick recap. Kansas City, Seattle, and the Los Angeles Galaxy are running with the West, while New England, Orlando are in charge of the East, which New England right now is at the top of all of the MLS with 40 points. The English Premier League also starts up this week. I mentioned them earlier in the Messi part of this podcast. Man City just acquired Zach Grealish, and they're looking to keep or get rid of Harry Kane, which may drag on into the season. I'm hoping Chelsea does good this season. They have Christian Pulisic, who is unarguably the top U.S. men's national team player right now. Won Champions League, won Nations League against Mexico, just recently won the Super Cup against Villarreal of Spain. So it's going very well for the young man from Hershey, Pennsylvania at the moment. And yeah, that's everything I got, man. Do you have anything you'd like to add, Mr. Danny Tan?
Well, I think we're entering that kind of lull in between sports where things are ramping up. Baseball is starting to ramp back up, and if things are ramping down, so we're kind of in.
Now, baseball is not
in-between.
wrapping up. We're as what they refer as the dog days of summer, boy.
I mean, well,
we're in the middle of it, and I like the Dodgers.
Baseball's going on.
Dodgers need to get their act together, man. Can't be behind the Giants. What is this?
Yeah. I mean, well,
and come back next week, everybody, because Danny's gonna learn what an RBI is.
Yes, teach me the basics. How about next week? Let's just have you explain baseball and all the NFL rules to me. Let's just go over the handbooks.
And you'll explain to me why that guy getting knocked out is a penalty, is a disqualification. How about that?
Okay, let's do that.
You teach me karate. I teach you hand throw ball throw.
Okay, and then I'll teach you English right after that.
Yes. Well, if you got nothing to say and I'm losing air, I believe I will start playing this outro music. Is that fine with you?
Yes. 3, 2, 1.
Too late, I was already playing it. Gotcha. But yeah, so but yeah, that's our show, everybody. If you would like to follow more of the Rambling Runoff, you can follow us on Twitter at Off Rambling, or just type in Rambling Runoff. We should be the only one popping up right now at the moment. Of course, you could, if you're listening to us on YouTube, we're already on our YouTube channel but Rambling Runoff on YouTube, which we cover all things, all sports, all the time, and we ramble all the time, and we run all the time. So thank you very much for listening to our show today. My name is Robert Rios. This is. Oh, you're supposed to say your name, dummy.
Oh, what the? All right, peace.
Oh, stupid. This is Danny Tan. All right, thank you everybody for listening to our show, Rambling Runoff. Catch you guys next week. Bye.
Peace.